In this video, I will reveal to you a secret insight of how and when Ethereum will pump by an extreme 440%. So let's watch it right now. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Samo from My Crypto Paradise. So you remember, if you are in our free Telegram channel very well, from 22nd of November, this free alert analysis where I told you when Bitcoin was trading at $99,500 that we are going down. Right now we are already down. We have dumped for around 9% already. We had recovered from this moving average trend line that I shared with you in the previous video, just a bit above the 93,000 magical level that previously worked like a strong resistance. You know that it took a lot of effort, and on a fifth move we have broke above it and extended this ultra high time frame E-wave a little bit higher towards our key supply zone right here. We do expect that if we are not able to reclaim this key supply zone anytime soon, we'll continue to dump, right? And as you know from the previous video, if you have not watched the previous video, I really recommend you to watch it. I have described there the repetition of a Bitcoin cycle from 2021. I've also compared it to gold, and we have analyzed the probabilities that suggest that we might drop lower towards $77,000 and even though towards $44,000 afterwards. I've explained what needs to happen in order for that to play out, but at the same time I've compared the Bitcoin price action with altcoins price action, and even though we are careful about Bitcoin, we have been very bullish on altcoins since the dump, right? So for example, 6 days ago I shared with you this Ethereum dominance. I told you guys, this is the time. Ethereum underperformed Bitcoin for a very long time, and right now we are at this strong support level when we were at 12.6% of Ethereum dominance strength, and I told you this is the time, if we can reclaim this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level, that the money will start to flow from Bitcoin into altcoins. And as you know, it's exactly what happened. Ethereum dominance made a beautiful movement just from our bottom area here at that 12% mark, and we have made a beautiful candle of around 10%. So the money really started to flow into Ethereum, but not only to Ethereum. I also told you in the previous video 6 days ago that we are about to start the biggest alt season that will be ongoing the whole year 2025, and this is the beginning, right? And I've also used for that the index of others dominance. I've told you right here at the bottom that we are going up towards 14.20% of crypto market dominance. Imagine that, altcoins outperforming Bitcoin, and that's exactly what happened as well. Take a look at that. On a weekly time frame, we had just from this level a beautiful move to the upside. We have been able to reclaim this orange trend line that kept the price action from the previous months in a bear trend, right? And by reclaiming that and retesting that, as you can see right here with this beautiful wick, we are just turning into a bull market. All right, so from ultra high time frame perspective, this is absolutely beautiful. But what I also told you is that Bitcoin dominance from here will start going to the downside. That's what happened. What does it mean? That the money from Bitcoin will flow into Ethereum and altcoins, right? So we have been using all these indexes to just confirm our bias, right? And it worked perfectly. But I also told you that with Paradise Family VIPs we will start to get very careful once Bitcoin dominance will hit this orange moving average trend line, because that might result in profit taking on alts and Ethereum, and some of that money flow back from Ethereum and altcoins to Bitcoin, and that might push the Bitcoin dominance up and altcoins and Ethereum a little bit down, right? Nevertheless, USDT dominance might also have one more retest of this resistance. It's not very likely, but we need to understand that if Bitcoin will break this $93,000 and continue lower, here, from a lower time frame perspective, there is a higher probability that the money will continue to flow from altcoins into Bitcoin. And if we really break below this support zone right here, some of the smart money might flow back to USDT, and that will make the USDT dominance to rise, right? And because with Paradise Family VIPs, we need to play it very careful, because we are managing loads of money as a Paradise team, and also for our Paradise Family VIP members, we continued to be a bit more aggressive in taking our profits on long positions. So for example, STRK spot position, we have fully closed this position for 29.96%, a beautiful profit safely made on a spot exchange. Also Toncoin, we have been getting some insider information that Toncoin will break out this resistance. As you can see, it did, and we have covered that for 16%, because we are tightening our portfolio exposure, because we are always counting with multiple scenarios, and we know that if Bitcoin breaks below this support zone, also below this orange moving average trend line, it might get ugly from a short-term perspective also for altcoins. But in the long run, in the ultra high time frame perspective, let's have a look at Ethereum, because we expect a huge pump from Ethereum in the upcoming weeks and months, and I will explain to you how it's gonna happen, when it's going to happen, and what is our target. All right, so firstly, what is absolutely clear is that we have started to build this beautiful symmetrical triangle since 2020. So we are building that already for almost 5 years, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a huge symmetrical triangle. If you are in our MCP free school on our website mycryptoparadise.com, just click on MCP school free. You know exactly the psychology of these symmetrical triangle patterns and how to trade them, right? So it consists of an ascending trend line that works like a support, and we are basically creating higher lows, and from the top we are being held back by this descending trend line that is working like a resistance, and the price action is making lower highs, right? That's exactly what have been happening for the past 4 to 5 years, right? We are creating higher lows, this ascending trend line is working like a support, and from the top we are being held back by this price action that is creating lower highs, right? Then about the target of a breakout of this symmetrical triangle, this is the apex, right? And the closer we get to that apex, the bigger and bigger probability that we will start to break out. So we could start breaking out from here as well, from here as well, from here as well, but as we go closer and the volume is getting smaller and smaller, the probability of breaking out is getting higher and higher in both directions, right? That's just the basic understanding of symmetrical triangle. Then the art is to know when it's going to break out and how far. So for that, you need to already start to implement some more of the knowledge you have as a professional trader, right? One of the skills as a professional trader that you have is to take a look at what have been happening in the past. So if we take a look back at 2017, all right, if you have been around, you know that we have been absolutely killing this bull market in 2017, and most importantly, we understand and remember the price action that led to these huge breakouts, all right? So as you can see, the same pattern have been building a beautiful symmetrical triangle that been built after a period of minimal volatility, right? And that's the same thing that happened prior to making this symmetrical triangle. Have a look at that. Zero volatility during this market in 2019-2020, and then we started to build this beautiful symmetrical triangle, right? So that seems pretty similar. What happened next? Next, we started to build this symmetrical triangle. So descending resistance trend line at the top, ascending support trend line at the bottom, right? We have held the price action above this orange moving average trend line. That is perfect. That confirmed that the breakout is going to be with a higher probability in the bullish price action. But when that happened, that's also very important. So if you understand Elliott wave theory, you can calculate the waves, right? And you know that from the Elliott wave perspective, the fifth wave is the one that breaks out, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But what happened here? It didn't break out, right? So it catched loads of people unguarded right here. If you remember the kind of sentiment that have been happening during these levels, loads of people have been extremely bullish and they've been calling like this is the breakout, this is the breakout. But we got rejected, right? We got a little fake out and we got rejected, and we actually pumped and broke the symmetrical triangle on a sixth wave, all right? Also, we can understand it as 1, 2, 3 on the fourth touch of this descending resistance trend line. So that gives us some information. We can apply the same information on the current symmetrical triangle, all right? So calculate with me the waves, yeah? Since we started to build the symmetrical triangle, we have one wave, second, third, fourth, and this is the 5, right? Fifth wave. This is the fifth wave, and lots of people again calling for a breakout, and it might happen. However, if we gonna respect the history, what might happen is that we might actually retest this orange trend line, and if that's gonna hold, we create another sixth wave that is going to be the one that starts to break out. Ladies and gentlemen, that is also the fourth touch. Calculate with me. 1, 2, I take them these two together because they are too close, 3, and there might be a fourth coming, right? So right now it's not really wise to long somehow aggressively at this resistance without firstly waiting for some confirmation of a breakout, right? So what I mean by a confirmation from a breakout, we are looking at weekly time frame, right? But if you are taking a look and trying to understand the confirmations of a breakout, you switch at least to 1 hour, 4 hour time frame, sometimes even 15 minutes, right? So watch for the breakout, but also a reclaim, and the reclaim means that we retest this resistance and turn it into a support. Then the likelihood that we continue to go higher is extremely high, okay? And that's the time you should go aggressive. But right here at resistance, it's not even a great place to play some stop loss, right? So only noobs playing that market like this, all right, without confirmations. Anyway, we can break out, but without confirmations, we are being very careful with parallels and VIPs. As I have said, we are managing loads of money. We need to be careful. We are playing it safe. We are working for the long-term profitability, not getting rich quick overnight, all right? So we are here since 2016, and we have been able to survive and make money continuously only because we are able to count with all the scenarios that may come and profit for them, all right? So right now there is a probability that we might have that retest and then the breakout, all right? It also confluences with the Bitcoin situation right now. However, as I have said, we need to wait for the confirmation of breaking below that $93,000 and below this resistance zone and below this moving average trend line to play some trades based on it. Right now we are just covering with some hedge Bitcoin short positions, but we are net long on altcoins, right? Because altcoins still might outperform Bitcoin, and massively, all right? And about the target of Ethereum, let's calculate the target, ladies and gentlemen. The target, we can actually get help from the history price action as well to calculate the target, and I will show you how. So we take a look at the breakout point, okay? And we understand, because we understand how to professionally trade the symmetrical triangles, we understand that to calculate the target of breakout of a symmetrical triangle, we need to measure the height of the triangle and put it to the breakout point, and that's our target. And as you can see right here, after we have hit the target, we have had strong rejection, but voila, we continued to go higher. We recovered very well, right? And we continued higher 3 times of this breakout. Actually, let me show you. 1, this is the second, and boom, third. Exactly a third measure of the breakout of the symmetrical triangle, and this was the ultra high time frame top, and we started the major rejection and bear market from there. So we can understand that something similar might happen to Ethereum after we start to break out from this symmetrical triangle, right? So once we start to break out, we will place that measure tool at that point, but roughly right now, if I put it in the middle, we can actually understand. Firstly, let's take a look and measure the height of the triangle. That's around this much. I will put it to the breakout point, yeah? So it's about 113%, something like that, right? This is the double, and this is the third time of the measure. This is 3 times of the height of the symmetrical triangle. So if you take a look at that, it's around 400% profit, which is absolutely crazy. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, nobody expected to be that breakout so high in 2017 as well. We have been able to strategize strategically profiting from the whole rally because we have been managing our portfolio exposure smartly with a nice risk and money management, and that is how we have been able to make maximum from this movement. And the same thing we will do with Paradise Simile VIPs during this movement. So ladies and gentlemen, I will keep you updated about the situation in the market from a lower time frame, medium time frame and high time frame perspective in the next videos. So thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please smash the like button and I will see you on Saturday. Cheers.